Welcome back to Just Car Rob. What are you doing today, Rob? Well, we just got done forging this blade, grinding it. So now we need to make a handle for it. So I took this and I used the drill bit and drilled out the center here and here, and then I connected the two with a drywall cutter. Yep, this guy right here went in there. Meow, 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 meow. No, it's not a cat. Yerp, 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 yerp. Okay, so this is yew wood from the mountains of British Columbia. Jordy sent it to me. And we got one finger knife. So we're going to make two finger knives, right? A finger-dingle-ling-linger. Yep. So I'm going to see how far this blade goes in right there. Okay. And then nice and straight right there. Yeah. I need more hands. Need more hands here. So how am I going to make sure that that stays in alignment? Well, I'm going to show you. We're going to take these here pliers and we're going to grab the blade like that. Then we can take the blade out, move it over. We got a center line there, all right? Move it over. Bring it down. Rest that jaw of that knife blade, that vice grip. I should move that back to the center line. That'll give us 2 reference points. That's a better idea yet, Rob. Okay, so I'm going to move these vice grips back to the center line. Then I know when I pick this out, like that, and bring it over here like that, that as long as that nose is lined up with our center line, like that, that should put us close. Well, we got a little bit of wiggle there. Well, need to tighten that up a little bit more. Blade sitting pretty straight in there. Bring that up to the center line. Grab the blade. Pull the blade out. Now there is other ways of doing this. I'm sure everybody knows. And then that is where our pinhole is going to be there. And we can put another one right there. So we got one right here. And one right here. Now before we do any carving on this finger, while it's still flat on the sides, we can take it, quickly just fuzz off here. Take it to the drill press. So we're going to get a square hole drilled through that. We don't got to worry about doing it by hand and being off this way, that way, that way, that way, okay? All right, so I'm going to take it out to the drill press and get some of this fuzz trimmed off of here. Going to take it out to the drill press and drill that hole. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. And here we are with the voiceover. I would just like to say, Happy Labor Day. It's Labor Day. Happy Labor Day, everybody. Happy Labor Day 2024. 2024. Yep. And we're using the Dremel 4000, but it cuts all extreme burr. The cuts all extreme burr. Allergies. Killing me over here. And we're shaping the knife handle with the cuts all extreme burr. Getting it roughed in. We're going to make it look like a finger. Hopefully it looks like a finger. Should look like a finger. Maybe it'll look like a finger. A finger, finger, finger. Yep. And Get that all rounded over there. This part here is going to take a minute. I'm looking at my finger compared to the finger that I'm carving. I'm giving myself the finger here. That's what we're doing. Get it all rounded over. I'm sure this is not very interesting at all, doing the finger. So, round the end over, we're going to put the fingernail on it. And then we're going to skip ahead a little bit because, well, it's pretty boring. Yep. Even at 2 times the speed. Okay, so now we're going to put in where the bottom of our hand is. Some little lines. Your bendy parts, your joints. Get them drawn in. Then we'll come back with that Dremel. Now, we're going to use the cordless Apex Forge with Sabertooth Taper Burr. It's the green, so it is the coarse. Not the extreme coarse, but just the coarse, of course. The coarse, of course. And we'll get them little finger lines cut in there. I tried using a knife on this piece of yew wood, and it works okay if you're going with the grain. If you're going with the grain, it fights you a bit. That's where our knife blade goes in. And we'll turn that off. This is where I discovered that the knife is okay with if you're going with the direction. It's a hardwood, even though it's yew wood. I don't know if yew wood is classified as an evergreen. Or a hardwood. I don't know. I'd have to ask Jordy. Okay, so now we got the micromotor with a T-burr. It's a diamond burr. It looks like a T. And we're just tracing right around that fingernail. And then go under the fingernail. And we'll get that cut in. I think that looks good enough for now. And then back to the Dremel 4000 with the Kutzall Flame Burr Extreme. And we're going to shape these fingertips, the fingertip in, and get the bottom parts of your finger rounded over. That's why I always start out with a bigger piece of wood than I think I'm going to need, because by the time I get done carving her down, she's going to be about half, what the heck is that? About half the size. I don't know where that high voice came from. About half the size, yes. I think there must have been a frog in my throat. A frog in my throat. Making frog noises. Round that over. How you doing, Jordy, over there at Carving Fusion? Jordy Johnson at Carving Fusion. Sean Brooks at Pen on Fire. Amy Joe. Ben over at Studio on the Lake. Haven't seen much of Ben. No. I think Ben retired, you know. Retired from flying the whirlybirds. And he may have retired from YouTube. Don't know. Don't know what happened to Ben. Maybe he went back to work. Maybe he got bored. Maybe. Ifs and buts were cherry and nuts. We'd all have a merry Christmas. A very merry Christmas indeed. If ifs and buts were cherries and nuts. It's all speculation on my part, friends. All speculation. Had to grip it to see what it felt like in my hand. Feels like a finger in my hand. Yes, that's what it felt like. And that's exactly what we're after. And we'll work on rounding this thing off. All right, Spike? All right. But I just got nothing to say here. Feels like a finger. Still feels like a finger. Sasquatch's finger, Amy Joe. That's what it is. It's a finger off the Sasquatch. Had my Kiwana traps out back trying to catch a... what was I trying to catch? Trying to catch a man-eating squirrel out back with my Kiwana trap, and apparently Bigfoot fingered the trap, and pop, there goes a finger. Now we got a Bigfoot finger. All right. And we're just going to work on rounding the top over. Get back to reality here. And this all takes a bit. So let's jump forward a little bit, shall we? Yes, we should. All right. So you guys really didn't miss nothing, did you? No. So now we're going to take the finger and do some sanding on the finger with some 80 grit sand. So we're using 80 grit right now to get all the rough marks from the burrs off of it. And then we'll jump into some 120. And then we're going to get that blade put in there. We'll get the pin put in, and we'll get the... All right, so we got her sanded up as good as I care to get it. Finger. And now it's time to mix up the epoxy and get this all put together. I think I'm going to go with the aluminum rod, so I'll have to go out and get it. And then we'll mix up some epoxy. We'll start pouring it in there. We'll drop the blade in, we'll pin it, and then we'll finish filling this up with epoxy. And that will set our blade nice and straight right in the middle. And all we can do at that point is let her sit, and then we can start using it to try it out. Yep. So there it is. All done. A finger. The finger knife. It's signed. Got a bigger blade than this finger knife. $10.95. Hand forged steel. What else you got there, Rob? Well, I got this thing I carved. Ha ha! It's a blade sheath. There we go. Blade sheath. But now we got to clean up this back. So we might as well use this knife, right? Right. Oh, look at that. I have been messing around with this knife just to, what do we want to call it? Proof of concept? Proof of concept knife. So basically, I have been using this knife for a few minutes to make sure that I hardened it correctly, I heat treated it correctly, so the blade does hold a good edge and nice shiny cuts from the blade. So is a little harder to push through the wood. Is a little thicker blade than the OCC knife. I don't know if you guys can see that. Is a little bit thicker blade blade thickness, but it's meant to be. This is not a rough out knife. This is a rough out knife. So this will be the knife that you're using to take off the heavier cuts with, to block in your stuff that you're doing. Like we're doing right here. We're taking off the bigger chunks with this knife. So yes, this knife is going to be a kind of like a rough out knife. So you gotta watch your fingers on the other side. That is what this knife was created for. And it performs good, well, great. It performs, it's a great knife. It really is. It's an awesome, awesome knife. Okay. So we can, we got a couple different ways we can go here. We can flat back this, or we can have our beard come out more. But you do have a glue line there, because I split this piece so that I could create this channel for the blade to go in. There's 2 magnets in here to grab the blade, so you're not getting too much rattling. You know, the problem, I was gonna make it a pressure fit, but the problems I run into with pressure fits is after it goes in and out a couple times, it wears the pressure fit out. You know, and then you just end up, you go like this, and this would just fall right off. Where you can actually hear the magnets. Hear them? Grabbing that blade. There's one up here, and there's one right back here. So we got one here and one here. So we're grabbing the blade in 2 different places, top and bottom. They're those little 1/4-inch neodymium magnets. They're supposed to be like a rare earth magnet. And they're working okay. They're doing their job. I'll probably make one of these types of hooligans for each one of my knives. My OCC knives and my other knives. I'll probably end up making a bunch of these. I don't know why. Because my knives hang on a magnet, so I really don't need them. But they're fun to make, so I'll probably make some just to make some. And we'll do videos on them. Like we'll make cowboy ones and blah, blah, blah. I'm not trying to hide this seam whatsoever. I'm just carrying my cut lines down. Even painted, you'll see this seam. So I'm not trying to hide it. There's no sense in it. So it is what it is. Just an afterthought after making the knife. Knife cuts very well. It's working good. So, I guess that's it for this one, guys. Stay awesome, carve something awesome, and we will catch you in the next one. All right? All right. And this fits my hand really well. My fingers actually fit into where your grooves in your fingers are. They fit right, look at that, fit right in there. Give you a good hold. Fits either hand for me. Yeah, so it's a Pfidinger knife. If you get too careless, you can always and you chop one of your fingers off, you can always stick a blade in it and make a Pfidinger knife. Don't do that. Don't do that. You don't want to do that. That'd be very painful. And your Pfidinger knife wouldn't last that long. It would rot away, and then you'd have a zombie Pfidinger knife, and then, oh, what a mess. All right, so we'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye. All right, so this is what it ended up looking like. We got this guy all painted up. The knife is all sharpened up, ready to go. And boom, there he is. All right? All right, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Just wanted to show you the end results of this dude. And there she be. Bada boom. Sorry for the mess. Bye.